Type 9. Type 9. Type 9. Type 9.
Good morning. How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another live stream on a Wednesday. Welcome, welcome. You guys all here and ready for this pre-market live stream. Back with the Everyday Growth Advisors, and we are going to be doing this on a Wednesday. Let's have a look here. What is the market up to? Interesting stuff that's going on. All right, let's get it started today. I'm going to go through a couple of things early and maybe answer some of your questions early today. All right, let's have a look today. So with the news, we're going to cycle through as usual. We have Bloomberg starting to cycle some bad news. We have them saying that the coronavirus outbreak is now showing that the virus could be changing, right? And then the pathogens are changing, mutating, something like that. Some bad news there. Japan backing off virus drug premature. We had news coming out with mRNA, Moderna, which is also was bearish. So the market is what kind of dropped towards the end of the day yesterday with leads that were not promising for Moderna. We had also at the same time US futures advancing on other news, right? And then we have a lot of other kinds of countries that are just stuck in a position where they can't move forward. TikTok's owner value exceeds 100 billion in private markets. That's a Chinese-owned company. Visitors to Japan slumped 99.9% last month. Jesus, wow, that's crazy. And Luckin stock faces wipeout in a rush to sell before delisting. Well, that was quick for a stock that went from I don't know, what was it? IPO here, went all the way up to $50, and boom, it's worth $4 now. All in less than a year's work. From June, May to May, and that's it. The stock is gone, just like that. This might go down in the history of time as the shortest IPO and delisting. I don't know if there's a company that did it faster than Luckin Coffee. It's surely interesting. I don't know how you guys feel about that one, but it's definitely something that I find funny or interesting. Hey, I just want to check. You guys can hear me fine, right? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Just want to make sure that you guys can hear me out there. I'm going to continue on with the stream in the meantime. Thank you for being here, by the way. Appreciate each and every one of you. Wednesdays are usually a very slow day, so thank you for taking the time out to be here. Let's see, delivery, streaming were hedge funds' biggest bets at the pandemic start. That made sense, and that still holds true. Okay, so that's Bloomberg. Wall Street Journal says U.S. states step up reopenings, count economic toll. By the way, yesterday Powell testified in front of the Senate by Zoom. I think they were using Zoom. I'm not sure. Overall, just kind of like the Senate keeping him accountable and trying to control or kind of ask the tough questions that everybody needs answered. I think he handled it pretty well. I think he's due to speak again today. Target gains strength during coronavirus. Makes sense, but then when you read news like this, you got to be careful. Strength, right, in sales does not equal earnings beat. And the reason for this is because with higher sales, there could be higher costs. And the company that was the recent victim of this was Home Depot. I was super bullish on Home Depot, but then they had added costs for the virus, and that's what brought the stock down. In fact, now it looks like a very prime candidate for a short position. Home Depot. It's pointed out by a variety of different traders now. Home Depot looks like a very good setup for a short position to, maybe down to the moving average at 220. Maybe a $10 move down, possible. Coronavirus, layoffs, remake Silicon Valley job market. This will definitely be true. The job market will not be the same anymore. What unemployment claims tell us about the virus job losses? Okay. Let's see. You guys can hear me, right? Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Behind the bond market stall, investors see hard times ahead. Okay. We knew that. China's president seeks to portray unity and pivot to economy under coronavirus shadow. There's going to be a lot of unrest within China in the near future, just because of this entire virus, and just because of the thing and just the way they've dealt with it. It's going to cost China's political instability. That's for sure. I'm almost certain of it. Rolls-Royce to cut 9,000 jobs amidst major restructuring. Rolls-Royce is one of the makers of jet engines. I'm not sure if you know this. So, this was one to short when that was the market for the travel sector affected. All right, that's our news. Let's look at the pre-market movers. Wow. Luckin Coffee. It's now at $2, guys. Down 50% almost. 14 million shares dumped. Pharma company, ignore that one. Nano Dimension, ignore that one. Inovio up 16% for some reason. Probably some news or maybe a sympathy play. Let's see, what else? Safety, not sure what that is. NCLH, Norwegian Cruise Lines, up 3%. Moderna down 1%, which is still pretty high, I want to say. Space down 4%. Probably a correction there. And then today you have crude oil inventories that will come out. Cushing, which is where all crude is received for storage. There will be a Cushing storage report that will give you a good idea of where the oil market is at. The oil situation update is that currently countries are kind of stabilizing the oil prices, cutting production. The US is cutting production, or rather I see them cutting production in the near future to stabilize the oil rig counts. There is a reduce overall in CapEx, which is the capital expense for these rigs. So CapEx is down for the year for these oil rigs, and they continue to go on a downward trajectory for CapEx because they're not going to increase production rigs. They're going to decrease production rigs and concentrate on lowering production to meet the new demand, which is now suppressed, right? So just keep note that with all of these things, it's going to stabilize the price of oil. That's the reason why when I was talking about the tankers and how they were a play for the short term, there was a couple of them like FRO. There was also like this one. It still hasn't popped, and this is a very good balance sheet in my opinion. The earnings are going to come out today. Is it today? Oh, well, it came out. Did it come out yesterday? I'm not sure. Let me look that up actually, because this is one company that was slated to do well for its earnings. They had a very good balance sheet, and I was looking at it. FRO. Let's see. Yeah, it's up 3% after hours. So it probably had. Oh, wait a minute. It says available on 5/29. So I guess the date has been pushed back or something. Maybe this is not an accurate date. Robinhood says 5/29, so I'm not sure. Another thing to consider today is looking at this heat map. I was looking at it earlier on Finviz. If you guys don't have Finviz, highly recommend you going to it from time to time. You can look at their heat map and the year-to-date performance of stocks within the S&P 500. You can pull it up and you can see who the winners and the losers are within every sector, right? Look at the technology and infrastructure sector. All technology stocks are up, right? All of these, each and every one. And then you have consumer electronics, which is Apple. That's up 6% for the year. Facebook, Google, Twitter, all up. All right. Chip stocks. You have NVIDIA and AMD, the market leaders that are up. Intel is slightly up, but it's always good to keep track of these, right? CRM and all software applications are up big time, right? You have CRM, Intuit, which is the tax software, ServiceNow. All of these companies are all up, okay, for the year on year to date. So from the start of the year to now. And then you have losers within IT as well. These are the ones that are not leaders within their own sectors, okay? Communication sector with communication equipment is down, surprisingly. Semiconductors, equipment materials, these are equipment material companies, and then you can see which ones are actually having a tough time. Even with healthcare, we have very few big time winners. So this is one thing to keep note of. And okay, let's go on to do the technical update. You can go have a look at this. You just click on finviz.com, click on the heat map, go click here year-to-date performance, and you can have a look at which company is performing how from the year to date, right? So, all right, let's go move on to the technical update. I'm not sure why my YouTube's it's being really weird and not updating. By the way, if you are here for the first time, I appreciate you guys taking out your time to be here. My only request for you is to leave a like on the stream. Just go ahead and smash that like button. You know, I thank every one of you and appreciate you being here. And, you know, just remember to tune in on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, which is when the live stream is. And in the near future, I may consider doing these every day once I start getting, you know, more traction, and also once I have more content to present to you guys. Right now, the structure of the stream is on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays so that I can have time to buffer content for you guys and come up with, you know, more. I don't like to do things without having a reason behind it. And so I'm not the sort of person who's going to do something just because, you know, there's a hype behind it. I would rather do it to keep you guys informed and have something substantial to bring to the table so that when you come here, we're not wasting each other's time. You know what I mean? All right, cool. So my only request is if you smash the like button. That's all. That's all I ask for. All right. And if you're not in Option Swing and you want to join Option Swing and you want to know what the channel looks like or what the Discord looks like, I usually kind of give you guys like an insight from time to time how it looks like. You know, we have a trading floor where people post ideas, people post discussions about technical analysis, trade out, call outs that they have, stuff like that. And then we have a bunch of traders. OS is the admin, who is one of the admins here. He posts trades from time to time. Yesterday we called out Facebook right before it happened. Facebook was called out way before it happened, and you know we ended up making a shit ton of money on this because Facebook announced Facebook Shops. And then we have Jim, which is another admin, and he posts trade updates every day. You know, positions that he's in. Kevin FOMO, one of our most prolific traders, who's a big time bagger. This guy, amazing job he does all the time. Mike Mas, who's a famous veteran in our chat room, he does the swing wheel cycle. He capitalizes on selling options and does the wheel cycle where he collects premium on a daily basis. Members pick the home of every other trader in the channel who has been handpicked by our admin team and the mod team, approved to post trades here. And we usually call them out, usually day trades, swing trades, all kinds of trades. And then we have an entire watch list. I don't know if you guys have heard of the watch list. This is something that is curated by Will and Warwick, who are our two mods, as well as O'Donnell, who's another member of our team. And, you know, they curate a watch list every day for you guys before the market opens, giving you what are the over and under for each of the stocks, the support and resistance zones, the supply and demand zones. And then, you know, we kind of go through those on a daily basis. Also, there's an ER watch list where we track companies that are posting ERs, and we have a metric for them. And at the end of the day, if we find something that's appealing, meets our criteria, we take an ER play. We also have earnings analysis and technical analysis chats. We have an entire slew of stock bots. Come on, guys, if you don't think this is some value, like I've been in this, I joined Option Swing not as a mod. I joined, you know, and I found immense value within the first month of being here. So if you don't find this valuable, I'm not sure what to say. For $80, you get all of this value. Also, if you hit me up on the DM in Instagram, you get 25% off your first month. So please do that. I'll give you a referral code. You test it out. See if you like it. Your first month will be at $60. If you don't like it, cancel it. Simple, right? And then the educational chat, hello, where I am at, right? If people are asking me questions, I answer over here. And then the everyday growth chat, which is where I put live streams up. Sometimes from time to time, I write articles and I post them here. If I have something interesting to say or some interesting finds, I write them all here. So, you know, if you're on the fence, that's just a little bit of an introduction to how our channel works, okay? But if this is your first time on the stream, I highly recommend you hit me up on Instagram, Everyday Growth Advisor with no S, and I'll provide you with the referral code. And my only ask is when you're here to subscribe and like the stream so that you can get updates, and that will be really helpful for both you and me. All right, cool. Let's take some questions now. Oh wait, we haven't done the SPY technical update. It's going to be pretty short today. So technical update for SPY is we are sitting at a very key level right now, and it's a pretty simple thing to understand. The 61.8 has now been tested 3 times, right? 61.8 fib level. And we're going to have to see what happens over here because it rejected twice, and this could be another rejection. And you know what? If it does reject, I'm okay with that. I'm completely fine with that. In fact, I would prefer it if we came down here again because this gives me another entry to enter long with my favorite stocks, right? But then, however, if we manage to consolidate here for, today, the entire day today, if we are able to consolidate here above this level, we may see further upside, okay? And that will be good. It'll be bullish, okay? But then, however, I'm not going to be adding any of my positions here because things are, in the short term, things are overvalued. In the long term, obviously, they aren't. But in the short term, I would not buy stocks here. And I simply wouldn't buy options unless I'm extremely bullish. Or I wouldn't buy call options. I would think about put options. I would think about other things like, depending on the volatility, if the volatility is high, then I would consider selling options, right? Because then the premiums are going to be spiked, right? But then I wouldn't buy calls. This is where I will be looking to add put positions, okay? Anything that will be having a put bias, that's the ones I will do. No calls there. Why? Because premiums are too expensive, okay? Obviously, it's a different scenario for every different stock. So we will run through them as they come along. I don't think at this point we're going to see the bottom anymore. It's seeming less likely and less likely, but then never say never. We don't know how this market is going to react to everything. If fear comes back in, we will see a sell-off. But us going down here again is it's not going to be in the near term. I don't think. I think maybe if anything, we come down to test this in the next wave of the virus, which maybe comes in fall or December. Okay, after the elections, maybe that may be possible after the elections, but not right now. So, all right, that's the technical update. I see us, if we consolidate above this level, we are going to go higher. If not, we're coming back down to the 38.2, which is where we've been testing. And we may be range bound for a while, like this. So it's a terrible time. If you're playing long-term swings, it's going to be a terrible time. All right, cool. That's the SPY technical breakdown. Once again, thank you for being here. Let's answer some questions now. Get it on with. I usually try to allocate a lot of the time of the stream to answer your questions. Something's definitely wrong with the stream today. I'm not sure why it's behaving so weirdly, but if you are here, my only ask is that you smash the like button, please, guys. Let's just click on the like button so that the stream will be in your playlist, and it's going to help me out, and the algorithm's going to go all goo goo gaga. It's exactly 1 week away from my birthday. Next week on Wednesday, I will be right here doing a live stream with you guys. I'm quarantined in the hotel right now for 14 days due to the Singapore government. I'm currently in Singapore, in case you were wondering. All right, so let's answer these questions. Good morning. What's up? What's up? And using the Fibonacci extension tool, where do you see Facebook's resistance? During a pre-market surge, i.e. Facebook, what are the best tools to use to identify target prices? Well, for a pre-market surge, you should note down what the pre-market high is. And how do you do that is by watching the stock. And depending on where the high is, you want to see, you don't want to get the stock right when it opens because there will be a natural sell-off to take profits. What instead you want to do is to wait for a pullback and then play the pullback. So let's say 223 is the pre-market high. Then you would note that 223 is where it's going to find some kind of a pullback. So 223 is here. It might open up here, come back down to try and close the gap, and then you want it to try and come down and test this moving average over here. It needs to come close to this moving average here, and then you can get your entry. You for no means do you want to chase this stock upward and buy it when the market opens, because that will be meaning that you're buying when premiums are at all-time high. Okay? Never buy when it's at the high. Never buy calls. You want to wait for the pullback, and when everybody's selling and you get a bounce, then you enter calls there. Okay? With the Fibonacci extension tool, that's not very helpful for this scenario. Fibonacci's are good for a extension from the bottom to the top when something like this happens and you want to know how much it's going to pull back. It can be used for an extension upward, but the question to ask yourself is, where are you going to extend it to? What's your range? So if you're going to say that I want to see what the extension is to the top, then what is your range above it? You don't know where your target is. So let's say you want to take the swing low, but where's your swing high? You don't know. So how you wouldn't be able to predict where Facebook's going to swing to, right? For example, let me give you an example. From here, you can tell because this is a swing low from the swing high here. So you can tell where the retracement would be from here going down. But then from this swing low to the swing high, you don't know where the top is. You don't know where the top is. So how do you know where the extension is going to be? What you do know is that it can retrace back down from here. So if you want to really try it out, then you can try and use 223, right? Which is where it's at right now. 223 or 223 as your extension, and then see, okay, this is the range where it's going at, and that's exactly where the all-time high resistance was, right? So Fibonacci's are good for catching the extensions on the way, not necessarily on the way up, because you're trying to plot something that you're extrapolating, and that's not going to be so accurate, in my opinion. There are probably other ways to do it, but I'm not, I'm not as sure as how you would do Fibonacci extension going upward like that. I don't think it's a good idea. Is the market going to be running bullish throughout the day? Well, we don't know. That's what we're about to see today. I'm pretty sure Powell talks as well today. And in the pre-market, we look like we are already flagging bullish. But I'm pretty sure that at some point today, we will see a sell-off for a correction wave. CMG keeps going up. It's a fast food chain. Can we expect it to go down? Thoughts on CMG puts 950 June expiry? Well, Chipotle is one of the stocks that are aggressively advertising free delivery, and they have a lot of partnerships with good companies. Well, it's already at $1,000. Obviously, yeah, you could take some puts for a corrective wave down. Plus, there's a gap fill over here, right? It needs to come down to at least 969 before going back up again. I say it comes down to 940, in fact. At least 940 to test this resistance over here. This old resistance. I'm just going to type R next time. This is going to become a new support. So we'll see if it can come down to do that. However, I think premiums are going to be super expensive, so be careful with that one. Manage your risk. Make sure that you keep your position small. NVIDIA run up calls. This is you're talking about the ER pricing in. That already has happened. It happened on Friday. That's why NVIDIA has been surging. So it's a bit too late to that party, bro. You kind of missed that wave, bro. It's already starting to come down now. So NVIDIA's ER pricing in already happened, in my opinion. Thumbs up. Yes, looking forward to it. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. Good morning, T. Thanks for everything you do for us. You're welcome, man. Question is there a way to have guest speakers like Kevin Fumo or Mike Must join the session to be able to call? Oh, hell yeah. You know what? I might actually ask them. Maybe we could. Yeah, definitely. I could definitely do this. Everybody who wants this to happen, let me know. I'll ask them today if on Friday they're willing to come into the stream. If you want something like that to happen, throw a fire emoji in the chat room, and I'll definitely make it. I'll try to ask them right after the stream is over. Good morning. How do you set the support and resistance strategy on TOS? You can't set the support and resistance strategy on TOS. This is on TradingView. I'm not sure if you can find a script that does the same thing, but the way the script is, it's different the way it's written on TOS. So try to find one on maybe what do you call, on Google it and try and find it. Inovio with bad news. Yeah, I think it's also sympathy on Moderna. So this is great value here. Thank you, man. Do you like the new Robin Hood? I absolutely hate it, and I hate the color, man. That green is so dirty. I hate it. Should we hold Nvidia until earnings report? I should. Yep. You should definitely hold it till earnings report and then sell it right after. Or sell it right before, in my opinion. It's a great run-up play, but then only if you're in it already from Friday. What if I win the giveaway monitor but don't have a UPS? That's a question for the admin on Option Swing. One thing that I need to clear up, you guys need to realize Everyday Growth Advisors is a partner of Option Swing. So any admin questions that you guys have, even though I'm a mod, I would have answers to most of your questions. But there are just some questions that I definitely can't answer. Like anything that relates to the giveaway, that's something that OS is running. I wouldn't have an answer about that. You might want to hit OS up and ask him. Could you see Tesla hitting 1K by Friday? I don't know. Let's see. Nah, not 1K by Friday. That's a little too optimistic, bro. Good morning. I need a winning play. Welcome back, Adam. Yeah, man. Let me know. You know, we all need that 1000% play today, where we put $1 and get 1000%. Great idea. Yes. All right. Great. I see all the fire. So you guys definitely want that to happen. Okay. I'll look into it. I'm gonna ask both of them later and see. Maybe even I might have let's see, maybe one of the mods want to come on, you know, and maybe we can have a back and forth a little bit, a Zoom call, and do a little bit of, you know, maybe a 2-in-1 mix. All right, let's see what else. Quick TA on TDOC. What is TDOC, first of all? Teladoc Health. Interesting. Well, it's looking bearish to me. So what I see is it is on a uptrend, right? A big uptrend. However, the volume that has been building up is now been accumulating, and now it's finally selling off. So volume has gone from 50-some% to almost 15%. And the moving average is starting to curve downward. We'll have to see if the stock is able to hold this level here. It has in the past, as you can see. When it starts to bounce over here, you might want to consider, well, so what you want to do here is you wait for the break below this level here to enter puts. 169-ish, right? This level here. If it breaks here with high volume, then you enter a put play, right? And then you only enter calls if it breaks above 190. So right now you're playing a waiting game. Either it goes down here, breaks this, or it goes up here, breaks that. So you want to play a pivot there. It's a swing trade between those two channels. Okay, that's what I see. I see volume flowing out, so I think that's bearish for the time being. However, it may reverse, so you won't know. You got to see how it plays out. What are your thoughts on BA overall? Well, I honestly was feeling bullish about it maybe a week or two back, and then I saw it recede back into the wedge that it was in. So I drew a wedge, right? This wedge. And then this is what we call a falling wedge, right? And then it broke out of the falling wedge pattern, and now it's, I don't know, it could go multiple ways, right? It's a very confusing pattern, but it's staying below the moving average, which is something that makes me think that this is still bearish. And especially since the stock has not been able to, you know, break this region with good extreme volume, that makes it the bearish case firmer, especially since the market has been chugging along and is due for a pullback. So it makes me feel like Boeing is due for a correction as well. And if it does, then it's going to break below this and then go, you know, back down to test the lows again. So if you ask me what I feel about Boeing, I think I'm more bearish than I am bullish. But then it could just do one of those crazy ass run-ups, and that's what I see. By the way, if you guys are here, I appreciate you smashing the like button, please. Please, guys. I appreciate it a lot. One other thing that you got to realize is SPY's been ranging for a while now. Like, it's really been moving sideways for at least like a day or two. So this consolidation usually is bullish. It's a bullish sign, but it depends, right? Really depends on what's going to happen. Yo, funny thing, I actually tried inviting Uncle Will, man. I did. I messaged him on Twitter and he didn't reply back to me, man. That was a sad moment for me. In fact, it said that I even, like, he wasn't accepting DMs. Honestly, a single tear rolled down my face. Tuesday and Thursday? Yeah. you just won that Monday to Friday stream, huh? All right. Watch this. The watch list FB calls at 215 doesn't have an expiry date. We don't put expiry dates on the watch list because the watch list is supposed to be day trades. Agree. We should wait to play earning run-ups for next week looking at CRM and Alta. Yeah, definitely. If you wanted to do that, 100%. That's what you should do. Many of us are doing that. We are playing the run-ups to a variety of ERs. Alta and CRM is two of them. What is your current hedge strategy? Okay, so I have a bunch of calls on tech for Microsoft. I have calls for Microsoft, calls for Facebook, calls for Amazon. Those are the three that I have. And then also I have long-term dividend portfolio, right? So as a hedge to that, what I have done is I have bought QQQ puts that are fairly cheap, that are expiring in June, but for $200. So they're like cents. They're almost like 30 cents a contract. And so if the market drops heavy, these cents contracts will turn into dollars, and then I will cash them out and take the profits to buy more stock. So that's the strategy that I use, and that's my strategy right now. My hedges are all into June, because we have a saying that in May, sell in May and go away. That's a stock market saying, but I don't know if it will actually happen. Would you ever do a live stream or live chat in Discord during trading hours? I may consider doing it. In fact, I may consider doing a live stream all the way through the day once I get back to the US, because right now my internet's very unstable and stuff like that. I don't have my proper computer. I'm using a Surface Pro because I didn't expect to be away for so long. When I go back to the US and I have my proper computer rigged there, I intend to do some live streams for during the trading day to let you guys see maybe one day how I trade, right? My setups that I take, everything live, that way you can understand what my entry and exits are, and the reason why I do it, have some market commentary. You can tune in, kind of chill with me during the stream, see how it goes, that will be in the future. I'm working on that idea and I'm trying to make it streamlined, but I can't do it right now because I'm not in the US. I'm in Singapore. So that's some possibility in the future. Thoughts on ACB? You might want to be a bit more specific. If this is your first time to the stream, I recommend you to be more specific with your questions. Like, for example, ACB, calls, puts, strike date, strike price. What is the position you're in? If you ask me what my thoughts are, they're going to be very general, and it might not help you. So help me help you, bro. INO. Let's see. Will me just tweet about Riot. Can you do a TA on Riot? Sure. Riot. What is this? Blockchain. It's a blockchain? What the heck is that? Blockchain company? I'm not touching it. Definitely not touching it. I mean, I see the volume and I see the possibility for it to run. But then also at the same time, I feel like its market cap is just, yeah, definitely not touching this. Sorry. Very manipulatable stock. That's what I would say. Easily a pump and dump. You get in here and then everybody sells and then you're caught holding the bag. I wouldn't. I'm sorry, man. I'm pretty risk averse that way. I don't like going for trades like this. I would rather try to make money in things that I know that I can, like, it's within my realm of understanding, rather than me trying to, look at something and try to chase the trade, What about Mark? I'm not sure. Could you be a bit more specific, please? Also, TA on TA on Disney, please and thank you. Okay, let's do Disney TA. So, wow. Oh, Disney saw some inflows, huh? Well, Disney's rallying possibly on the news that, you know, its parks are opening back up and stuff like that, right? The good news is volume came in. That was a big volume buy, right? Went from 20% to 75%, and now it's starting to flow out again. Let's see if Disney can hold this level. I would be a Disney buyer if we can get back above 118-ish. 118 with good volume, and I will take calls in Disney. Below 112 or 112.50 with good volume, I take puts down to cover this gap over here, all the way down to 109. So there's a $3 downside here with the good risk to reward you can take. The upside doesn't look like a good risk to reward right now. So I wouldn't recommend playing this right now. It's just in the middle. It's hard to pick a side. That's my my analysis on Disney, in my opinion. Can we do a quick TA on Lulu, please? Also, this is Joanne. Hey, welcome, Joanne. Quick TA on Lulu. All right, let's have a look. Lululemon. If this is your first time to the stream, welcome in. My only request is smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, so that you can get notifications when we go live. Lululemon. This is the company that does athleisure wear, right? Is that the segment? I think that's right. Lululemon, looking interesting. I believe this is also an ER play, right? I think ER's coming up, something like that. Yeah, it is in June. Okay. Well, it came up here. It could technically go up here, but then I think it's going to pull back before it does that. So let's see where the pre-market is at. Pre-market at 254. So it ran up to here. Okay, so it's continuing to be consolidated. What I think that will happen is that Lulu will end up selling off before it goes further higher. So you can see towards the end of the day, let's just check and see what actually happened here on the 1 minute chart. There was buying and then there was some selling. So we'll see what happens. I think there's a chance that it comes down first before going up. So kind of a retrace back down, close this gap, and then a bounce on the moving average, which would go along with the market momentum, right? Maybe a bounce over here somewhere before going back up to test the resistance up there. On the 1 hour, you can see there's, sorry, on the 4 hour, you can see there's a resistance, which is the old resistance up here at 266, somewhere there, 265. So wait for the pullback before you get into Lululemon. I wouldn't play the upside right now. Doesn't look like good risk to reward right here. You may want to wait for the pullback. Then your risk to reward becomes nice. You can stake your stop loss somewhere on this support over here, or actually below the support. So you want to wait for it to actually considerably come down and correct first before you enter this long. So only buy it when it's selling off, because RSI is pretty high too. That's the analysis on Lululemon. I'm in a call on ZS leading up to earnings. Do you think that's a good play? ZS. What is ZS? Zscaler. Zscaler. ZS. 9 billion stock. What did they do? Cloud-based information security company. Huh, okay. Interesting. Never heard of that. Playing up to earnings. Yeah, I think that's a good sector to even play earnings, honestly, to be honest. But I wouldn't recommend, I mean, actually, you could even hold it to early. Go look at the fundamentals of the business for sure. Go look at the balance sheet, the income statement, and see how they've been performing. And see, are they prone to beat earnings? Volume is looking very nice for this stock. For the past, it's very bullish, very, very bullish. Bullish consolidation, poised for a breakout if everything goes well. If earnings goes well, there was a big buy over here, I think. You can have a look on it on the 15-minute. Confirm, yes, indeed, that was a huge buy over here. Yeah, it's looking good, man. I think you could continue to hold the stock, in my opinion, to ER, and then sell it before ER if you don't want to hold it, or hold it through ER even. If you know that the company is doing a good job, then hold it through ER, or play the ER run up, right? Play the ER run up, make your profits. Let's say you're in 100% profit, sell some of it, and free roll the ER, right? That's what majority of us do in option swing. What does 50, 100, and 200 moving average mean? Okay. So the moving averages are, for example, for me, I use exponential moving averages. If you want to know what the different kinds of moving averages are and what they do, I recommend you to go look at my moving average video in my channel. I have video. I'm sure. I don't know if you guys know, but I actually do educational videos as well. I don't just do live streams. Actually, my main focus of this channel is for financial education, and from time to time, I make videos to show you guys what kinds of things are important. So go look at the beginner's guide to moving averages. This will help you out in understanding what moving averages are. But the basic idea is the 50 moving averages. 50 moving average will track the movement of the past 50 candlesticks, depending on the time frame that you look at. The 150, the same, 150 moving averages, 150 candles. 200 moving averages, it will track the past 200 candles. So if you're looking at 1 hour time frame, each candle is 1 hour. The 50 moving average will track the past 50 hours. This will track the past 150 hours. This will track the past 200 hours. That's what moving averages do. Okay, just to get you an idea. Oh man, I feel like my YouTube's lagging today. It's not updating correctly. I'm not sure what's going on, but let's have a look. KKK. Oh damn, yeah, I know, right, dude? He hit me with the silence, man. He did he just threw the door and closed it, locked it, latched it, didn't even let me in, bro. Will Mead. I answered this question. Do you like the Robinhood update? I don't like it, unfortunately. Would love to see that all day session. Hell yeah, we'll work towards it, guys. It's baby steps. It's this stream it's building up slowly. I swear to God, we had 5 people turn up for the first stream, and now I'm blessed to have like 70 or 80 people here from time to time. This is not working right now, but if I refresh it, probably it will show up. I don't know how many people are here right now. If you are here, please just like the button. Just press the like button. That's all I ask for. Thank you. All right, let's see. I want to refresh it also because it's being really weird today. I don't know what's going on. I'm in the hotel Wi-Fi and it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. All right, we have 62 people here today. That's good for a Wednesday, man. That's decent for a Wednesday. Thoughts on Tesla? Tesla is one of those stocks that I don't usually break down because of the fact that it's so volatile. But if you want to know my thoughts on Tesla, it's been bullish. It's been consolidating bullishly, and it looks like it's poised to break out and go to 900 or something stupid like that. But I would like to only buy this when, we have another dip on the market. That's when I would buy Tesla. Saw some guy on YouTube talking about Riot. He made a good killing from it. I'm sure he did, because he bought into the bubble phase. I know 1650 call May 29. See, if you ask me like this, perfect, just every time you want to ask me about a trade, ask it like this, like how Adriana just did, right? Perfect. I can just know exactly what you're thinking about, and then, I can break it down for you. I know 1650 call May 29. Okay. Inovio, 1650 call May 29. 1650 call, 1650. Yeah, it seems probable. Yeah, I think you should be okay. You might hit it. But May 29th is a bit soon though. Also, I recommend you, if your position's not in profit by Thursday or Friday, sell it. Because you don't want theta to drain you over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Then reopen your position on 25th and then buy it for the week after on the 5th. So then you extend, you're kind of rolling out your option. If you're in a profit already, take the profit off the table and roll your option out to a further expiry if you want to play INO. That's my advice for you. The volume is accumulating. It is bullish, in my opinion. It's very bullish. How many positions do you manage per day? I try not to take more than 3 positions at the same time. This is something that I learned from one of the admins on OS. His name is Jim. He taught me that. I used to go crazy and have so many positions open. And I'm telling you one thing, this is one of the biggest advices that I got that helped me out was, don't manage too many positions. It causes you stress. And also the other thing is, if you're taking positions, let's say you take Facebook calls. Okay. Let's say you take Facebook calls and then you take, I don't know, Microsoft calls, and then you take Apple calls, right? Make sure that you don't take something else that's puts. Don't take Uber puts, or don't take another thing that's within these sectors that is a put. Why? Because if all 3 of them go up, then your portfolio goes up. Then this one guy is always going to lag because he's part of the same index. And when these 2 go up, it's going to push the whole index up, especially if there are big weights in the index. And it's going to cause that guy at the bottom to be a loser. So try to, you know, have a approach where you're how do you say, synchronizing your trades. Disney January 15, 2021 calls 150. Man, I think that I don't think you should take this risk right now, just with the virus uncertainty. However, if you get good price for the premiums and you see Greeks that are nice, you could definitely play it if you like. Personally, I wouldn't take that trade. It's too far away, and there are too many things that can happen. Right now, every week we have something going on that's causing a lot of issues. Has to be tough to day trade 4 or 5. Exactly. I don't do it. That's the reason. Roku puts wasn't Roku. Yeah, everybody bet on Roku puts, and then Roku mooned. That was it was terrible. Roku puts seem like they will play out though, right? They have increased expenses. It's consolidating here. We even planned it out on the mentorship program. We have a plan for Roku. Entry here and then exit here with the stop loss right above over here. So there was planning done for Roku. Let's see, why do stocks fall to close a gap? How do you determine time frame for fall? Well, gaps are something that are, you know, it doesn't mean that it has to close the gap. It could if it wanted to. It's just something that a phenomenon that happens when there's a gap. Traders are psychologically wired to do so. To, like, for example, if there's a gap up here that hasn't been closed, at some point of time, Roku's going to go and try and close that gap. That's because of the way that supply and demand works. It's a psychological construct. And how do you determine the time frame for fall? It depends. It really depends on the situation. You're welcome. SLV. Silver is nice. I like silver as a play. But wait. Not puts. Calls, bro. Not puts, man. SLV calls. You don't want to... This is, you know, it's a commodity, silver. I don't know if you want to do puts right now. You could if you wanted to, but that's provided gold sells off, because they're going to be moving in the same tandem. And I think that there'll be more people that will pile into gold and silver as this market becomes growingly uncertain. T stands for teacher. He is the ish. Thank you, Byron. Lows. I think it will dip. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, I think so too, personally. The fact that Home Depot had increased expenses, Lowe's is probably going to have increased expenses too. And so, you know, this will be something that you would have to flip. Whatever you do, though, Lowe's is going to be a flip, right? If you want to play the ER, it's a flip. Whatever ERs you play, it's a flip. Join his mentorship. It's fire. Thank you, Leon. Well, this is a past student. We have a couple of past students in the chat here who have been on the mentorship program. And, you know, if you want to read their testimonials, go over to the Instagram, see how the mentorship program is. I haven't released information about the next on the next batch, because I'm working on something that's going to be released soon. So stay tuned for that. There's some big announcements coming. I am not going to spoil it for you guys, but just know that there will be a big announcement soon. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. I don't see a like button on mobile. There should be a like button. It should be like a thumbs up or something. If you don't like it now, that's fine. You can like it later, bro. There's no rush to like it. All I'm saying is I appreciate you guys being here. Facebook puts? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is like the most bullish news that ever came out for Facebook. Why would you try to play against it? As I tell my mentees, like, don't be a salmon trying to swim against the waves, trying to swim upstream. Don't do that. You know, it's not the right play there. $5 put 522. Macy's, yeah. Well, Macy's. Yeah, you know what? That might work out. 522 though? Nah, come on. That's too soon. Use a further expiry. You guys always be trying to take these near expiries and then you end up losing money because the stock pops. Take a further out expiry. Go like a month out, man. Like June 19th. That's what you want for Macy's. $5 put June 19th. Yeah, premiums will be expensive, but it'll be worth it. Also, I recommend you to wait till it breaks below 450, then get in my opinion. it's, you know, your risk to reward here is very slim, in my opinion. You got to wait for a break below this with good volume, and then you take Macy's down. There's a bigger risk to reward on the upside. How much do you keep in your long-term dividend portfolio versus your day trading portfolio? I started my dividend portfolio about, I want to say, 5 years ago. And the structure that I have right now is, let me try to draw it out for you guys. So I have two portfolios. So the options portfolio, and then I have the dividend portfolio. Every trade that I make a profit from here, 50% goes to the options portfolio, to the dividend portfolio. 50% of the winnings. And then 25% stays in that portfolio. Go back into that portfolio. And then 25% I pay to myself weekly. So I withdraw this weekly based on my P&L. That's the structure that I have right now. MGM calls. Ooh. MGM. For what expiry, for what date, bro? Come on, be a bit specific, please. Boy, my computer is lagging. Or the internet's lagging. Something's lagging. This is why I can't this is the reason why I can't day stream, right, guys? Because my computer would just, I don't think it can handle it. That's the thing about it. But if you are here, I appreciate your being here. And thank you for liking the stream. Let's see if we can do it here. MGM calls. Can you give me the strike and expiry, please? What are some good dividend stocks that you have? Right now, my dividends portfolio consists of Apple, VOO, which is Vanguard, S&P 500 ETF. I have a whole bunch of those that I've cost averaged down for a long time, and I continue to cost average whenever the market dips. I have Coca-Cola, and I have Home Depot. Those are my picks right now for dividends. Every third quarter, I do a dividend portfolio rebalance where I look at what hedge funds are buying and selling, and then I readjust my portfolio every year in the third quarter. So last year, that happened right when I joined Option Swing, sometime in August or September. So this year, in August and September, I will do a rebalance of my portfolio. And maybe this year, when I do the rebalancing, I'll kind of make it public and show you guys so that you can know what I'm doing. Dividend portfolios is stocks only or longer term option swings? Only stocks, no longer term option swings. My options portfolio has options. My dividend portfolio only has stocks. And then I reinvest the dividend income into more dividend stocks. So every time I make a profit on my options portfolio, 50% of the wins on a weekly basis go into the dividend portfolio. So that's how you're converting your strategy from an active strategy, right, to a passive strategy. You don't want to be trading options when you're 55, old and wrinkly, right? You don't want to be doing that. You want to be sitting on the Bahamas and getting passive income in the long run. Okay. Bed Bath & Beyond, $80 puts $5.29. You guys need to stop it with these close expiries, man. I'm telling you, you guys gonna get burnt one day. Oh, sorry, it's not Bed Bath & Beyond, it's Best Buy. My bad. But still, stop it with the short expiries. You're gonna get burnt, and then one day you're gonna get unlucky, and then you're gonna blame it on yourself, and you're gonna ask yourself, why does God hate me? Choose further out expiries. It costs more, but they give you a better blend of Greeks, and they give you a better chance for profitability. By choosing such a close option with 2 weeks remaining in your time, right? Think about it. You're not giving yourself much room to breathe at all if something goes wrong. BBY 80 put 5.29. 80 put here 5.29. Yeah, seems fine. I mean, this one seems fine, right? But what I'm saying is, if this stock okay, by the way, so this one's more than likely going to hit, right? Big volume outflow definitely will come down to close this gap over here. Very high chance that you will profit from this option, right? But My point of the matter is, if you had a longer expiry, you would be making more money. Why? Because the contracts would have better Greeks, and with better Greeks comes more profitability. So your delta would be much higher for those contracts, and then your theta would be less, so you lose less money per day. And then the implied volatility as the stock comes down would go up more for those contracts because they are a longer expiry. So you got to understand, look at the Greeks before you buy the contracts, and don't buy such short expiries. This is just my advice. Of course, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm trying to help you guys over here. Okay. Shaq 54 May 29 calls. Okay, I'm gonna answer all of these, and then we're gonna end the stream because I need to close out my positions. Shaq 54 May 29 calls. Geez, you guys really need to stop with these May 29 calls. I've been seeing a lot of people eat Shake Shack though. It's kind of weird. In Singapore too. 54 calls? I don't know, man. This one looks a bit iffy. Maybe, but it looks a bit iffy to me. I see what you're saying, but I don't know if it will go there. I see volume making lower highs. Oh. Volume's making lower highs. It can go down. You might want to consider getting out of that one if you're in profit, and then seeing what you want to do with it. When setting an alert for a stock to hit a price point, what's the difference between mark and last? The mark price is the price that is in the middle of the bid and the ask. The last price is just simply the last price. That's the last price that was quoted. Mark is the price between the bid and the ask, which is the average between what buyers want to buy and what sellers want to sell at.